Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Big Three DFS show coming at you live. We got New Jersey in the mix, we got Austin, Texas in the mix, and we got Frederick, Maryland. I'm Al Walsh, as always, joined by Adam Wagner and Chris Sweet. What is going on, gentlemen?
Alan Walsh, what's going on, man? It's good to see you again. I can't
Yeah.
give you a hug. I can't hug you in the flesh. We're not at the conference anymore. I can't hear you snore. Oh, I'm missing you, man. I'm missing you.
Told you not to bring that up on there. If you bring up my dirty
Fellas,
draws,
man.
Oh,
Fellas,
Chris.
I missed you guys. Why don't you give us a quick rundown? How was the conference? I know our audience would love to know how the conference went.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, basically,
go ahead, Al. Take it away.
also, I mean, we got there. We met with Bill Parsons there Thursday night. It was fantastic.
Bill Parsons
You know,
is the owner, president of Maximum Fantasy Sports. It's our sponsor, and it's the guy that just knows how to have a good time. And let's see, he's the season long. He's the guy that runs. He's responsible for the season long league that you and Al are at the top
yeah.
of the charts in. So without further ado, Al Walsh, more on Bill Parsons.
Yeah, so we went out there. What was that? Smith's, I believe that's what my debit card
Bar with
statement
the
read the other
yeah.
night. But so I go there, or me and Wags go there. We meet up with Bill. It's great. And then we come back to the hotel. They have the opening party there that Thursday night. I'm not gonna lie. When we first got there, I was feeling a little slighted by everyone. So I'm like, why is everybody being so short with me and Wags? And turns out we walked in the back door of the party, so we didn't get the name tags that everybody had. So I think everybody thought we were like, a couple
We were
jerks that
crashing,
just
man.
rolled up for the free open bar.
We were definitely crashing it, man. That's what it looked like. And then,
Nice.
then we finally saw Claire, and I don't know if you guys were following this whole build-up for this DFSPC 2015, but hashtag that shit. But Claire, I can never pronounce her last name, man. But she's with the Verano Group, or I can't pronounce that either.
No, you got it
Terrible
right.
promoter. Terrible promoter. But anyways, they're the Verano Group put the conference on in partnership with Roto Grinders, and it was just fantastic. The keynote speaker, Matthew Berry, gave a really awesome speech about perseverance in this DFS arena, how you're going to get knocked down in battle, but you got to get back up because it's a war, man. It's a war of attrition, and to keep putting your content out there and make it good. Make it good, make it free, and people will follow, man. Now, you don't exactly have to take that route, but, I mean, that's the route that he did to success, and, it sounds like a pretty good template to follow, so...
Yeah, you can just succeed a bunch of times without failing and make it easy on yourself. I mean, that would be the way to go.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest story in the world, but I was laughing because, he goes through all these failures. I mean, I love the way that he set the speech up. I thought it was great. Because,
awesome,
Dan Bach, who we met there too at the conference, great guy, he starts rattling off all these accomplishments of Barry. I'm like, really? Can this guy blow himself anymore? Like, please, like what? Like he has a say.
Man, I thought that was a great intro
He doesn't
too.
have to. And then,
Speaker, you were expecting an intro like that, and then
Right.
he gets up and just completely dismisses everything.
Oh yeah, it was great. But it was funny. I'm like, that's all the failures you had in life, Matthew. I got you beat by 3 times that. So hopefully I'll be 3 times the star that he is. I'm sure they're not gonna like me wearing this hat on ESPN, but it does get pretty cold up in Bristol, Connecticut. So.
Right, but I mean, and that, like I said, it was perseverance and just getting your brand out there.
Oh yeah.
And that's the best thing that you can do, and that's what we're going to continue and push forth with this DFS Big Three, baby. That's what we got to do, man.
Now, I gave Wags the full New York City tour. We did Chinese food at 3 a.m. We did rooftop bars. We did anti-terrorism in Times Square. I mean, we did it all, So no stone was left unturned throughout this whole trip.
And got to see a good friend who signed on. He's going to start writing here for the Wagner Wires shortly. Frank Clements. I can't wait to do that. This guy, he's very very gifted with the pen, or with the keyboard, if you will. Now. But yeah, I mean, he's done some studying abroad. He's in Prague, so he was all state. Go back to high school days, all state basketball, all state football. The guy's crazy.
Czech Republic prog? That prog?
Yeah, Czech Republic prog. Yeah, he went to do grad school over there. So, yeah, I mean, the guy's got some infinite wisdom to bring to this table. So, I'd like to have him board. All content is great content. Not to mention, we met some great players there that want to start coming on board, man.
Now, does Frank get the Red Zone channel in the Czech Republic or what?
No, he's not in the Czech Republic anymore. He studied abroad. He's in New York now, man.
I was gonna say that, that's a lot of data being used on NFL Mobile.
Right.
The Czech Republic's awesome. That's fine and dandy, but Frank Clemens forever will be the guy that hit the three-pointer to go into overtime against Middletown in 1998 at the Rotordome, as Jay Combs called it, from Cable 10, when both Brunswick and Middletown were undefeated. And I'll never forget that. I've been to 2 Super Bowls. That is the best sporting event I've been to in my life.
You're citing high school basketball.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I don't care, man. I don't care.
You're comparing it to 2 Super Bowls? Come on.
I hate when you guys do these.
I'm telling you, man.
When you guys do these old school Maryland talks, I'm like, all right, let's just start talking about quarterbacks right now. Who's the lock of the week? Shit. I don't even know what to do.
Lock of the week, man. Since you said it, dude, I think it's got to be either. Well, there's an A and B, but I'm not gonna pull that route. I'm just gonna go straight up, man. It's got to be. Boom. That's terrible sound effects. We need sounds, man. Carr, baby. It's got to be my man Carr at Oakland. He's going up against Detroit, who's just been god awful. They looked like they had somewhat of a life, going up against Green Bay last week, but they were still terrible, turning the ball. I mean, allowing Aaron Rodgers to march up and down the field. The score doesn't show that, but stats somewhat do. I just think that Derek Carr can go forth and do great things. I mean, he's always preaching about God, and sure enough, I guess God's in his corner because he's having one hell of a year. And Amari Cooper doesn't have anything to do with that at all.
God is good. God is good.
I was joking. It's a lot to do with Amari Cooper, man. And how about the emergence of Crabtree?
Oh yeah, man. We'll get to him a little later. But I'm go ahead.
When you're from Fresno, you need God in your life.
Very true.
Are you from? Oh, you have seen some times over there, Chris. Sorry.
I'm just saying, Fresno, a lot of Los Vatos over there, So
yeah.
My grandparents lived about an hour north of Fresno, or lived about an hour north of Fresno.
Rancho Cucamonga is a huge rivalry, so definitely don't want to get caught in that crossfire.
Nah,
I mean, well, I'm glad you brought up Carr. I actually had him as a sleeper, so I'm gonna get to the other sleeper a little bit later on. I think Matty Ice is my lock of the week this week.
Oh my God, it's my sleeper! Oh my God!
You could have twisted the two around.
You guys are crazy.
Crazy!
Like 2 dragons? Like 2 dragons?
2 dragons. It's gonna get a little weird. But, I mean, Matty Ice going up against Indy this week. I don't see any way that they're going to stop him. Maybe Vontae Davis on Julio Jones, but that just leaves a lot of openness for other receivers out there. The projection sheet I'm using got Matty Ice up there, way at the top. They do have Derek Carr right there as well, but I thought price-wise, Carr would be more of a sleeper. But yeah, Matty Ice, if you want to spend a little more up for the quarterback to, just to be assured some points, I don't think that's a bad way to go at all. Plus, Atlanta coming off the bye this week too, so.
Yeah, hey, listen, it's not rocket science. Indianapolis has given up 279 yards through the air. I mean, they haven't been there all year. You just brought up a great point. Freshness, got some things down with the bye week. Yeah, it's going to be big time, but it's great. I mean, he was the sleeper. I just, I figured one of us had to say it. Give somebody a chance.
Oh, when I did.
Chris Sweet, ladies and gentlemen, who do you got?
Yeah, Derek Carr's my sleeper too. It was an easy one for me this week as well, Wagner.
No controversy.
My lock. Sorry, I don't know if I said lock or sleeper. He was my lock this week for sure. I just saw him, and that's who I like this week. You could always go with Tom Brady, though.
First one to really pop off at the page for you? Like, I mean, just stand out?
Exactly.
Why? I mean,
as soon as I pulled it up, that's the guy that popped off.
Pricey's great, right? You
Yeah.
gotta love the price.
Yeah.
Okay, Obama, go ahead and pop off. Way to go.
Whatever. Don't get me started on that shit. We ain't bringing politics into this
No,
process.
man, we are not doing that. I've seen enough on Facebook for a lifetime, so we're good, man.
And everybody's a damn expert too. So
Everyone, man, more experts than we are at this.
right.
What?
Yeah.
You don't like the articles claiming that Obama is an alien? Are in fact true? I mean, Jesus. I've known that for
I
years.
still believe in the one with the alien from the sun. You know, I think it was the sun with the alien baby.
I got
talking
a
about?
degree from the University of Texas
devil?
in politics, and I don't think we ever learned about Obama transforming into an alien. So I don't. But I mean, that could maybe I need to go get my master's there. I don't
When
know.
the X-Files comes back, you might see this.
Oh, I can't wait for Scully and Mulder to get back in the mix. That's gonna be a good one.
God, great drop.
Some more dry anal from Scully and Mulder.
That is gonna be a good one. All right, so I believe locks we got out of the way, but I want to bring.
Yeah.
I want to save this one for the sleeper because we need a little more. But let me kick it off here with the sleepers. Mark Sanchez, $5,000 this week going up against
dying to say this.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
You all know, and it sucks because they're going against my boys this week. But I've been saying it for so long that Mark Sanchez is the quarterback that is best fit for Chip Kelly's system.
100% agree with you, dude. 100%.
Jordan Matthews is also the receiver that will benefit. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But listen, Tampa Bay's pass defense is not good at all. They did pretty well against the Dallas Cowboys last week, but that's because the Dallas Cowboys with Matt Castle playing quarterback. This defense is improving every week, and they've had some really big wins the last 2 weeks, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I think they're going to come back down to earth this week because this is an Eagles team who actually has the division in their sights. I know the Bucs have a wild card in their sights; they're 2 games out, but I think the Eagles have a little more at stake here than the Bucs do. The Eagles cannot run, the Bucs really do not give up that many rushing yards. So, the Eagles are going to have to get it done through the air. They will get it done through the air, and Sanchez obviously will have a hand in a lot of this offense that happens on Sunday. So, for $5,000, yeah, sure, why not?
Don't threaten me with a good time, right?
Hell no.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, Tampa is only allowing 233 yards to the air. They've looked solid, man. Their defense has actually kept them into the games, in the games, rather. I think that Sanchez is 100% the perfect fit for Chip Kelly's offense. I just don't think that it can get done against your boys, bro. I mean, but for $5,000, why not? Don't throw me with a good time. Man. The Mark Sanchez, I can't believe you rolled him out. I've been waiting for you to get your opportunity, man. So you think with the separated shoulder out of Bradford, he's done, huh?
Yeah, I have no problem. I really have no problem with Mark Sanchez. Like, I've been claiming this guy, to be the quarterback for a long time. It's just when he was with the Jets, from his rookie year until his final year there, they kept taking more weapons away from him progressively each year. And at the beginning of his career, those first 3 years, the more they took away from him, the better he got. Granted, he turns the ball over, but guess what? Andrew Luck turns the ball over a lot too. I'm not putting Mark Sanchez in Andrew Luck's, shoes or anything like that. But, turning the ball over I think it's kind of an overrated stat. I think a lot of people are going to look at interceptions and, think that that's the worst thing in the world. But
tip balls need to be taken into account for that as well. So
absolutely, and Sanchez didn't do himself any favors last week by throwing a pick in the red zone when they're down 1. They probably could have got a field goal, maybe gotten the win there against Miami. But I do think that they come out strong this week. I don't think that Philly offense was ever right under Sam Bradford. I think they get their mojo rolling this week again. So again, for basically the minimum price for a quarterback. I mean, there's another quarterback, Case Keenum, who's $5,000. So you tell me Mark Sanchez. I mean, both have pretty damn good matchups, but I mean, I'm probably going to go with Sanchez at $5,000 over Case Keenum without a doubt.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the injury report with Bradford for sure. Right now, a concussion and a shoulder, I don't think he's going to play.
No, he's definitely not. He's out. They already ruled him out.
I'd say
Yeah, I'll take that bait.
said didn't practice. Yeah,
Which one, the Keenum or the Sanchez?
Sanchez.
Well, actually, all of it. I'll take that bait because if you read my values column, which is up now, I actually decided to just go for 3 quarterbacks that are all basically wild cards or sleepers. They're all minimum price, all backups. I got Sanchez in there, I got Case Keenum in there, and I got Brock Osweiler in there.
Ooh.
And Brock, I'm not really saying Brock Osweiler you should trust him or anything. Any of these guys really, except for maybe Sanchez. But I'll make the case for Case Keenum. I really liked him when he was in Houston a few years ago. When he came in, had a couple of 300-yard games. They were putting signs in front of Matt Schaub's house to sell his house and get the heck out of town. All that stuff, And I think Case Keenum's in a real good spot here. Probably the best spot he'll be in all year. And he's not Nick Foles, so the Rams fans are happy about that. And we'll get to one of his targets a little later, but I think this sets up nice for a GPP play of Case Keenum stacking with Tavon Austin in this one. I like it a lot.
All right. I dig it. But, and listen, I've talked about this a million times throughout the year. On DraftKings, you really don't need the most expensive quarterback or even like a mid-price quarterback. I mean, like last week, I did tremendous last week with Kirk Cousins as my quarterback. Now, that's not going to happen every week, but if you get the right matchup for the right price, as we have here with both Sanchez and Keenum, I believe that, you'll be doing just fine.
And on FanDuel, Keenum's actually like 4,800. He's actually cheaper than on DraftKings.
Wow.
Well, you guys brought up a lot of great points, especially with the price of the value of those guys at 5,000. But for 400 more, I believe I got to go with a quarterback by the name of Matt Stafford for my wild card. I believe everybody got their sleepers out for quarterbacks. I was trying to make a smooth transition.
You did.
Right on. Good man.
Wanted to double
I
check.
did sleeper and wild card there.
Just wanted to double check. But yeah, Matt Stafford, man, he's going up against that Oakland Raider defense that's yielding 293 yards through the air alone. That's just garbage. That's awful. I mean, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be a slinger coming out. The worst defense other than that is the Giants, who's irrelevant because they're on the bye. But New Orleans, underneath that.
Well, not just because they're on the bye, but
Right. Hey, man. They beat no lose. 293 yards that Oakland defense is allowing. I like Matt Stafford here. He's the slinger, man. He's always been my favorite quarterback to watch ever since he did that fake quarterback spike against Dallas and went into the end zone. It's just awesome.
That was dope.
That was legit. So
that was dope. Yeah, it was.
You got to put this guy. I mean, he's only 400 more, right? Why not? Don't threaten me with a good time.
Sure. Sweet. What do you got here? Wild card.
I'll go with Brock Osweiler. I mean, I kind of wanted to just throw all 3 of those guys out there as my sleepers, wild cards. I'd say, Keenum's maybe more of a sleeper. Brock Osweiler's more of a wild card because it could really go a couple of ways. The one thing that I think's against him is Adam Gase and John Fox and those guys already know what Brock Osweiler can do for the most part. So their defense actually, maybe someone will get to that later in a different column, but this is the weapons he has, and he has to be able to throw downfield better than Peyton Manning has this year, which, sorry, everyone, but we all know by now. Peyton Manning had a Derek Anderson-esque day at the ballpark last Sunday, and not real Derek Anderson, but second time around Derek Anderson. And also, honestly, I'm probably, like me and my buddy Cy were talking, Tim Tebow probably called up John Elway and said, hey, John, you want me to go for 5 for 20? I can do that in my sleep, man.
Go what? I didn't hear that last part. Go what?
If you want me to go 5 for 20, I can do that in my sleep.
Yeah,
because that's what Peyton Manning did last week.
I heard Tebow drove up to Elway's house and was like, "You like that? You like that?" I mean, I heard it was on the internet. It must have been true.
It had to be true.
It has to happen.
I think Tebow could do that too because there's a dark side out there to Tebow that nobody sees. and it's irritating people at their house, just instigating them and poking at them. You think I poke the bear? No, Tebow does. I'm telling you.
Sweet. I can't believe you Derek Anderson referenced Peyton Manning. That is a new low in his career.
Yeah, I need to apologize to Derek Anderson because that performance last Sunday wasn't even as bad.
Holy shit!
Oh man! Wow!
Yeah, man.
4 interceptions, guys. He was in the game so he could get 3 freaking yards.
It was pretty bad.
He was in there. He shouldn't have been playing. He was hurt. He knows it. But they just Kubiak's like, let's get him this record and get his ass off the team. Basically, is what I think happened.
Couldn't agree more.
Those were some damn kind words. I'm not even going to get into my second one too much, but my first one, the wild card play. Cam Newton, I know he's a little expensive there, $6,900, but projections have this game being a little bit of a shootout here. Panthers against the Redskins, so that could be something interesting to look out for. Redskins D is not something I've been impressed with here this season. But also, if you want a cheap quarterback for the late-night bat, if you will, a little T-Mobile Tyrod Taylor there on Monday night going up against the Patriots. Patriots, hey, listen, they could have a little hangover from this one, feeling nice about that win against the Giants. I know they're going to struggle a little bit on offense. That doesn't really have anything to do with Tyrod Taylor, but, it could make the game a little closer than it probably would be usually, since they have no Edelman in this one. But, next small white receiver up, it's Danny Amendola time. So, speaking of late-night bats, we'll get into that later. But, yeah, T-Mobile for $5,200. There's a lot of great cheap quarterback options this week. So, I think we laid out more than enough for you.
Yeah, but, and then, come to our show on Sunday, and we'll have a tighter window, I guarantee it. By that, I'll probably know my guy that I'm going to roster out. It's looking like Matt Stafford, just from what I can see now.
And we'll also have some gummy bears. So definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 5 pounds of them.
All right. Let's get to the running backs this week. Wagman, start us off. Who's the lock at the RB position this week?
Lock at running back's got to be Donta Freeman. You said it yourself. Indianapolis is just bad on both sides of the ball. Not only are they giving up, 279 yards through the air, so it's a big day for Matty Ice and Julio Jones, but it's also going to be a big time game for Devonta Freeman because they're also allowing 114 yards, almost 115 on the ground. So look for a guy like Devonta Freeman, who's exploded onto the scene this year, to exploit that defense and just tear him up. It's going to be a big day.
Yeah, sweet. Who you got?
Normally I think you guys like to do sleepers and wild cards that are a little cheaper, but my lock this week is 4,500 on DraftKings. He is the one and only Sharkhandrick West, going up against my boys' last place run defense in the San Diego Chargers. This dude is on a freaking tear, and he won someone $1 million last week because no one was starting him against Denver, and he just went ahead and went for 160 total yards and couple touchdowns and 30 points on DraftKings. He's pretty much been doing it every week since he's gotten in there, past his first week in there. He's got 3 straight over 20 on DraftKings, and at that price, he went down in price from last week. I don't know how DraftKings does their stuff, but sometimes it's just a little bit of a head scratcher. He's a little more expensive on FanDuel. I think he's priced more appropriately, but for DraftKings, I think this guy is going to be heavily owned this week, and rightfully so.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. The matchup is there. The price is there. All of the above. I actually took Charkandrick on the 4 o'clock slate last week. Worked out very well.
I was going to say, how'd that work out for you, Al?
Yeah, pretty damn well. The whole weekend worked out. I cashed on every single slate last week.
It was a great weekend, except for the Playboy qualifier where I just... Oh my God!
Both shit the bed. Well, that's not our fault.
Brandon
Knight's fault.
Blair said it best too. We were networking the whole entire time. We were not cramming, lineups, which is no excuse.
On Saturday, I hunkered down. I got my shit together. I researched the shit out of that. I just didn't expect Brandon Knight to have -3 at the end of the first half. That's bullshit.
I had Brandon Knight too, but I was packing up tables, getting everything mailed off and shit. Ugh. I wish I would have prepped a little bit more, but anyways, it showed.
I was hoping for some pictures from the Playboy Mansion from you guys, so you kind of let me down too. But don't take it too hard, fellas.
Hey, who says it's done? Who says it's done? We're going there. We just might not be going to the contest. But you called me up the other day.
Right.
Just say I might not be invited, but I'll go.
We're going. We're going.
Yeah, Johnny Drama and stuff in the back trunk or whatever.
I go places I'm not invited all the time. I got this, all right?
And you know what happens? They end up loving us. They end up loving us.
Indeed. All right, for the Lockett running back, I'm going to go a little mid-range tier here. Lamar Miller at 6,200. Dallas can't stop the run, and Lamar Miller can't stop running. This is going to be a phenomenal game, and I feel like this is a guy that's going to go tremendously underlooked this week. I think everybody's just going to be like, oh, Tony Romo's back. Who gives a shit? Lamar Miller can't be tackled right now. You take a look at this guy's game log over the last couple weeks. It's nothing but pure greatness going on. We got, we had the 1 week where he had like 80-something points. That's not even true, but he had a damn good time. I'm pulling it up right now here. I mean, look, the last couple weeks on DK, 21, 33, 14, 41. The guy can't stop, and I'm glad that Dan Campbell's in the mix now because if Philbin was still here, this just would not be possible. Now, I want to throw this scenario at you guys, too, because in my season long this week, where I'm sitting in not the maximum league, but the league here in Jersey. So going up against this week, I'm going up against Matty Ice, Julio Jones, Charkandrick West, Allen Robinson, the whole kit and litter, and then basically I got Phil Rivers and Lamar Miller. So yeah, I might be going out of first place.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's not good, but listen, I got a 2-game lead, so it's okay. Okay.
I don't see good things coming this week, bud.
No.
Hey man, I'm a realist, and you're in for mass whooping.
Well, what sucks is that I also have Ben Roethlisberger and AB on the bye week, so I can't even go toe to toe with that duo.
I don't know. Start Ben Roethlisberger if you can somehow. I mean, he'll come into the game somehow.
He might play. Yeah.
He'll find a game. He'll find a game to come in.
Oh, Tennessee's struggling a little bit.
I think I'll go down there and play for Tennessee. Hey, y'all need a quarterback? Hey, I can throw it.
That sounds about right.
Somebody won a contest with Ben Roethlisberger in the lineup. Somebody didn't even know he wasn't even playing and played him, and they won.
Now, you know what? He was available. I think they were like, Landry Jones
was available, but still, they didn't see Landry Jones.
By the way, I did not buy a ticket on the D'Angelo Williams train last week anywhere. So
that's why
that
you
was
cashed,
good.
man.
That was good. That was good. All right. Go ahead.
Can I add something to your Lamar Miller point real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I think Lamar Miller, that's a really good call, and he's been getting 80% of the snaps, and he's one of only 4 running backs to do that. And so people, are kind of concerned with Jay Ajayi coming in, but Jay Ajayi, as good as he looked in his limited touches, he's not seeing the snaps that Lamar Miller is, and Lamar Miller his touch percentage is higher as well. So I think that's a great play. Lamar Miller, he's probably been the best running back in fantasy the last 4 weeks, and he shouldn't be anywhere close to where he is for
price.
This
definitely be up.
This ain't Boise State. Ajayi ain't coming on that blue turf and showing anybody up. So,
True that.
On to the next one. All right, sleepers, Wags, we got at the RB.
It's West, babe. I mean, for 4,500, I don't know how this guy can't be the number one sleeper. Chris mentioned it. He's, his confidence is so high in this guy that he's the lock. Why not this guy be? How this guy is not your number one sleeper or in your lineup? There's 2 spots last time I checked in DraftKings, boys. In this guy West. I have a tough time pronouncing his first name. I got this German tongue right now, man. I've been taking German in my last semester here.
Oh, that's
so West, man, it's definitely a spot to fill. He's the number one sleeper for me. Gotta be.
A shout. Sweet.
Yeah, I don't want to
got
beat a dead horse. We've already talked about it. I just figured just affirm it.
a shout. Sweet. We got.
My number one sleeper is the guy on the other side of the Lamar Miller game. I like Darren McFadden to bounce back in a big way this week. He also has a really nice matchup. He's very cheap, and I think that he had a bit of a stinker last week. I think that'll definitely get some of the scent off
when
him.
you play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, baby.
I know, man. I mean, you go up against the Derek Brooks and Warren Sapp and all those studs
John
they got
Lynch
over there.
coming down from the safety.
John Lynch, you get shut down. I mean, oh wait, no, none of them played in like 10 years, but
yeah.
I mean,
That's how they're still playing.
But they're playing like, yeah. So I definitely think that he's a real good bounce back candidate. He's definitely going to be lower owned than he has been the last couple of weeks, and he's still just as good of a value. So I think he's a guy you're going to find in a lot of my lineups this week for sure.
Right on. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, Miami are allowing 135 yards on the ground. If that's not reason to get Darren McFadden in there, go ahead and do it now.
Do it. If I gotta go with a sleeper, I'm gonna roll 3 names at you real quick. I'm not gonna discuss them that much, and we'll go from price low to price high. So if the game flow goes the way that I think it's gonna go, I think Charles Sims at 3,300 from Tampa is a nice little play. Get yourself a couple dump down, check downs. He could be worth something there. Jonathan Stewart, 4,400 against the Redskins isn't a bad play either. And little Latavius Murray, they're 5,600, not bad. My bad. I thought we were doing wild card. We were done with this segment. My bad.
That's
all right. So if you want a sleeper, we'll go in the middle. Jonathan Stewart, 4,400.
Right on. I concur. Wild card, Jonathan Stewart.
I like that.
My bad.
No worries. It's all good. I like
that.
the whole multiple choice shit too.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a bad idea, because here's my whole thing. You know how, and I'm pretty sure you're the same way, where you don't like giving out lineups or specific plays. Like, here's a couple good matchups. Make a choice. Don't put that shit on me,
Yeah, here's the rope. Plan yourself.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Here's the car. Drive it off the cliff.
I mean, Matthew Berry's been doing that his whole career, man.
I like that scenario. I also like coming back. I think Sunday when we get a better scope on on how things are playing out, we get injury updates, we get roster reports, and we start digging a little bit further into research. We can actually scale down and give our fans, our viewers, that number one that they're looking for. And you've heard. You've gotten the candidates that we think are going to do well. So if the ones that you decide to choose don't and the others hit, then there you go. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We swear to God, it's not gambling. It's a game of skill.
Yeah, you got to know when to hold them, right? No, anyone?
You have to know when to fold them.
Yeah, well, all I'm saying is that playing cards with Kenny Rogers gets old pretty fast.
Well played, my friend. Well played. All right, we got wild cards for the running backs now. So, did I just give them all, or does anybody else have any other ones?
You gave them, yeah. Yeah, you gave them.
I'm gonna throw one into a little higher price because I'm kind of going backwards. My lock was cheap. My lock was a little higher price. I'm going to go with Marshawn Lynch with a great matchup at home, 6,700 on DraftKings. Just, we're not sure if he's completely healthy, but if he goes, I expect a big game from him. He's a little more expensive, but he had a real nice game against him on Thursday night a few weeks ago. He was over 100 yards, over 122 yards with a touchdown. So I think he's kind of been a little underwhelming, but he's still there. He's still running hard. I think he's got games in him the rest of the way, and I think this week is a good time. He shouldn't be too highly owned, I don't think. So that's the reason he's a good wild card this week.
What a time to be a wild card.
And he gave someone $500 at a McDonald's. You gotta like that.
Yeah, that's good karma right there.
All I got is Drake on my mind now, man, after New York, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Just hold on, come on.
That is the song, too, man. That is the song.
You won't get your girl in the mood. Put on this Drake.
All right, well, they didn't come here for a concert, that's for sure.
All right, let's talk about some ball catchers. Let me kick it off. I know Wags, I believe it was you who had Stafford.
Uh-huh.
Stafford needs a big body to throw to. His name is
That
Megatron.
he does, Al? That he does, and where's he going to go?
He's going to go to the Megatron.
Oh.
Lance Moore, in your face. Megatron this week. Also, one of the guys that I'm going against in that fantasy league, too. So, yeah, it's just going to be a real shit show on Sunday. Actually, it starts tomorrow with Allen Robinson. I know. Who'd this guy blow for all his picks, right? I know. Calvin Johnson here going up against the Raiders. This game projects to be pretty high scoring. We got to get it done somehow for the Lions. They can't run the ball. They can't stop the ball going anywhere. So tons of throwing coming up for the Lions today. Now that we've got this discussion going, I do feel like Stafford is probably one of the top plays at quarterback this week.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I mean, absolutely. I mean, look at what he's going up against. He's going up against a defense that's just, not there. They're not even almost 300 yards alone in the air, man. And with Carr throwing the way he does, 3 and outs, that's likely to happen. That's what I see. But although Oakland's given up 115 yards as well on the ground, I can see Detroit trying to run the ball. There's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. It's going to be shootout, man. It's going to be good. Invest stock in this game.
Shout.
As Al likes to say, exposure. I need some exposure.
I mean, if it all comes to fruition, you should have some exposure to money.
Yes, he threw it in. We got to take bets on how many times we can throw our words in there without being like, I don't even think it's coming and it just pops.
Or make a drinking game out of it.
Yes.
That's just as good as betting, right?
No. You're doing okay, yeah.
Oh, Lord. Sweet. What do you got for ball catching this week?
I'm going to go back to that fantasy bonanza game that Wagner's talking about.
All right.
My lock this week is Amari Cooper going up against that porous Detroit defense at 6,800 on DraftKings. Yeah, man, I think he's going to get busy. We've seen a lot of Crabtree. He should be fine as well, but I think this is an Amari Cooper week where I think he's going to get his roll on big time up in, wherever they're playing this game. I don't even know if it's in Detroit or Oakland. But
yeah, so basically the team
he's going to be on that turf burning
immediately. Right?
Wagner, so I can see that lineup.
Yeah, well, I guess Al and Chris can see my lineup. They've just called it all out, so that's cool, man. It is. This is why we are who we are. We are who we thought we were, so to speak.
And we let them off the hook.
It's just we're gonna get a little crazy here, I guess, with women in menstrual cycles comes men with their DFS thoughts. So it's only natural that us that our alpha male dominance comes out and we start thinking like great minds, so to speak. I mean, that old proverb, great minds think alike. Yeah, it's Cooper. Yeah, it's Megatron. Let me give you one more guy out there. We'll just go right into sleepers since the guys have been already picked. It's got to be Amendola, baby. It's got to be Danny Amendola. He's going to be stepping in for for good old Julian Edelman. A lot of people think that LaFell is going to come to shine here. It's a confidence builder for LaFell game, so to speak, confidence game for LaFell. I don't think so. Amendola's been getting it done the past couple of weeks. He's starting to prove to Tom that he's his go-to guy. Whenever Gronkowski's triple covered and whenever bracketed with another guy's spine, that's just and Gronk still beats it. I think Amendola steps up to to be the delivery man, so to speak, and get some points on that receiving end from Tom Brady.
Yeah, I can't argue with you there. The price on Amendola, real quick, that is stupid.
4,000. Jesus, don't threaten me with a good time.
And he's on Monday
4,000
night.
right there, and just to show you, great minds got Amendola in my lineup as well.
Right on.
I mean, 4,000 on Monday night. I mean, we're probably looking at the highest owned player on the board this week.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll take it because he's going to prove why. I definitely got it. What does Bill Belichick like to do best? Besides take away, besides take away, the favorite weapon for the opposing offense, he likes to beat Rex Ryan, and he likes to beat him into submission.
Did you see the Monday Night Football commercial for this game yet?
No, not yet. It's got to be.
It is tremendous.
I did.
It is tremendous. It's probably
Rex Ryan saying he's going to end their undefeated streak, right?
No, it's from the first time that they played each other this year. It's the two of them going to meet each other at midfield to shake hands after the game. So basically, Ryan is like real short and dismissive with it, and Belichick's just like
just throwing the chin.
And it's all in like slow motion, like real dramatic type stuff. So it's a good commercial. Make sure you turn your cable on later tonight. It's good. All right. What the hell we got going on here? More sleeper receivers. Wags, you just went with yours, so
yeah, I'll go.
I went with mine.
I'll go that same game. Although I do like Brandon LaFell as well. I think there's room for him in Amendola, but I'm going to go on the other side of the ball at 4,800. I like Sammy Watkins in this game. You mentioned slamming Sammy Watkins. You mentioned Tyrod Taylor earlier. I think Taylor has made Sammy Watkins' value go up since he's come back. He's starting to be treated by as like a number one receiver. He had Revis Island last week. Yeah, he has Darius Butler this week, but I like it. I think I like him this week. I think they'll need to throw. I think that he is the type of player that wants to make a statement against the best teams. And I think that Rex Ryan has the faith in him, and he's going to get it done. 4,800 is too cheap for a player of his caliber.
Now, when you said he's being treated like a number one receiver, he's just being a complete asshole? Is that what you meant?
Pretty much, yeah.
He's like a disruption to the team?
Yeah.
No, I dig it. I mean, hell, it's Monday night, so, I mean, unless you're the Bengals
and the
Texans, then I guess Monday night points don't really mean shit now, do they?
You bring up a great point because I think that Sammy Watkins, his game will all be decided based off of how busy Shady McCoy can get. If Shady McCoy can, get into that secondary and start making them come up, it'll allow the defense or allow the offense to stretch the defense vertically and get Sammy Watkins underneath, and that's where he can just, you get a little dump-off passes to Sammy Watkins. Not many people are comparable to Odell Beckham Jr., but Sammy Watkins is right up there with him. I mean, the guy catches, he's got tremendous speed, and he knows what to do with the ball as soon as he catches it. That's a great play, Chris. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, I got to see him live at College Park a couple years ago when he was a freshman, and he was already freaking ridiculous. He was already starting as a freshman. And I saw someone tweet the other day, the reason Taj Boyd was thought at one point to be a first-round pick is because he had DeAndre Hopkins, Martavis Bryant, Sammy Watkins, Andre Ellison in the backfield, and I think he even had a NFL tight end out there. So yeah, that'll make you look pretty good.
Yeah. He kind of reminds me of my last 2 years of flag football.
Yeah, Taj Boyd couldn't even spell Taj Boyd. I'm
Sammy Watkins was the Al Walsh of the NCAAs, I think they called him.
Very true. Very true. Hey, now I'm gonna get real deep with this sleeper here. We do remember
REM type of sleep.
Yeah, like you just took NyQuil and you don't even know it.
Oh my goodness.
We're talking. Hey, you guys remember Roddy White?
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah, well, he's coming back into the picture this week. Extremely low price here on DraftKings, even lower than Danny Amendola. But remember how I was talking about Julio Jones before? Definitely going to be matched up against Vontae Davis all day. This is going to allow Roddy White, and here's the reason why I'm bringing this up is that they have talked in the bye week about trying to get Roddy White more involved in the offense. They realized that his time's probably over with, and the last couple weeks, the Falcons have been struggling real bad. I think, and it's part due in fact to the part that they're trying too hard to force the ball to Devonta Freeman. They're trying too hard to force the ball to Julio Jones. They got to start spreading this bad boy around. So, again, what it always or what usually helps a struggling offense is something like the Indianapolis Colts defense. And I like some Roddy White this weekend. I really do. I think he'll definitely hit value. And, if we're looking for a big payday out of Roddy White, you're out your goddamn mind. But we can get some bonus here.
Yeah, for 3,700, man. I mean, dude, 3,700. The guy catches a touchdown, it's worth it. You know what I mean?
He's due.
3,400.
He is absolutely due this week.
What?
He's absolutely due.
There you have 3,400.
Even better. Roddy White, book it, bookmark it.
I like that call. I haven't even thought of his name in weeks for hearing him on the Sirius Fantasy XM show every week. That's a great call right there.
That's what you're here now. You know what I mean? Al Walsh DFS just dropped it on you, boss.
Oh, .com. Hey, by the way, AlWalshDFS.com. All your NBA needs. Finally hit the highest mark of views yesterday out there. So
right on.
I've been getting a little more volatile with my writing, and I think people dig that.
That's all.
Yeah, Al's articles are good.
Congratulations to you with your 250 views, kind sir.
Yeah,
while we're at it and giving on the shout outs, I got to give a shout out to one of the Wagner Wire writers, man. Dave Zidek crushed. Awesome $300 payout from DraftKings, man. Finished second place in the mini million maker, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, dude, great job, great lineup, Dave. Rostered Kirk Cousins out there and a few other sleepers that was featured in Sweet's values picks. It was just awesome collaboration by the Wagner Wire. Very happy. Great week, with the DFS PC with Al Walsh DFS being there. He's kicking ass, rocking rosters out there too, man. Just the team is knocking shit out of the park. I think I was 4 for 6 over the weekend. I mean, it's been a great couple of days with you guys, man. It's always good when we go on a tear like this. Always good, man. I
don't want to stump DZ at all here, but I mean, I beat him in total aggregate money, just not on one contest.
Not on one contest.
And by the way, hey, DraftKings, you got $150 of mine just sitting in PayPal right now, and you're not releasing it. So cut the shit and go ahead and let my money go through, all right? Because I got new shoes I need, all right?
Do it. Mama needs a new pair of shoes, man. Al's trying to get his too. Come on.
I was talking to a buddy of mine this week, and I was telling him that situation. I was like, I need my new shoes, Dad. Damn it. And he's like, fuck, I need new socks, man. Fuck.
The thing that I really like about Dave's roster, too, is that he put it into a multiplayer. He put one $3 lineup against people that were having like 50 lineups and stuff in there, and Dave just smoked them. So, that's when I really start to really believe that DFS works, man. It's a game of skill money. It's not gambling. Take that, AG. Take that, New York.
Schneiderman.
Take it.
Schneiderman.
Take it
Schneiderman.
hard.
You like that?
Schneiderman.
All right, I'm waking up the neighborhood. I got to keep it down, man. Awesome.
All right. Wild card receiver plays.
Wild card receiver plays is, I gave you mine. My first two guys were taking my lock and my sleeper. But if we can go fishing one more time, you guys should come back to me for my wild card lock. Actually.
All right. Sweet. We got.
Well, I'm gonna go back to the Case Keenum point I was talking about earlier. My man Tavon Austin is coming home to Baltimore, Maryland, where he's from.
Is Dunbar, he really? I did not know that.
He sure is. And he's going to go play in a stadium where he won several state titles at Dunbar already. So I think the loudest cheers you're going to hear outside of Terrell Spencer, well, he's after the season, but outside of all the Ravens guys, the loudest cheers you're going to hear in that stadium are for Tavon Austin, because the whole crew's going to be up there. Ray, Pookie, all them going to be in the stands cheering on man Tavon Austin. He's going to definitely get busy this week, I think. Great GPP stack with him and Case Keenum this week. I like it a lot.
Did you know Tavon well, or like?
No.
Do you know his crew well, at least?
No, I mean,
No, I'm Frederick. So Frederick and Baltimore are kind of two different worlds a little
Oh,
bit.
okay.
So
Well, I was gonna
I
say
don't really hang out near Dunbar High School.
because I
no,
got a
we
lot
played.
of.
My team played Dunbar against them, and Tavon was a few, he was, almost a decade behind, man, or half a decade behind, but, he could fly, but what people don't know is that Tavon's got a little brother out there, and Tavon's little brother signed with the University of Maryland Terrapins, and,
Yes, he did.
is it confirmed?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Who is it? Is it Stephon Diggs?
No, Stephon Diggs is good too, man. But I mean, you've seen, that's a great point, man. Maryland's produced some great NFL, products,
Yeah.
over the past couple of years, man. Lights out Merriman, you know what I mean? I mean, he was great, in a few days,
Yeah, until he started hooking up with Tila Tequila. That crazy.
yeah, something, or maybe
Oh,
with that
man.
San Diego atmosphere. I guess it does everybody in. I don't know.
I was gonna say if you guys knew Tavon Austin's crew, I know Kenny Britt's crew, who's on the same team, but another wide receiver. So I mean, we
Right
could have
on.
been rocking
Get him on the show.
outside.
Yeah.
We could have been drinking
That's
under
from up
that.
in your neck of the woods, yeah.
I was gonna say we could have been drinking under that bridge by M&T Bank Stadium.
Right on. Yes. Sweet. Take us there, man.
Show
man.
us the way.
Anytime, guys. I know the spot, man. It's $50 a park, but you get some cream and crab soup, get some good pulled pork.
You gotta douse that cream of crab with Old Bay, though, man.
$50 to
Yeah, you
park
do.
under
I
a
do.
bridge?
I was showing people from San Diego that, Wags.
You got
Wags, I was showing everyone. There was all these Chargers tailgating. I was like, hey, bring that soup back here. Throw some Old Bay on it, man.
We'll show
You
you
gotta
how
do
to
it right.
Throw
Well,
some peas on that bitch.
Is it back to me for wild cards? I can't really.
Yeah, go for it.
Really give like a down and dirty wild card. I just got to give an alternative to one of the wide receivers that we have. Megatron's out there. If you need a cheaper wideout for Detroit, you just got to get some Detroit exposure. For 4,600, you can get Golden Tate. That's the wild card. That's should be getting some one-on-one matchups with with a tight end from Detroit that will get to a little bit down the line. I just think this guy gets some one-on-one contests. He can get underneath the coverage. They're going to be playing some cover 2 a little bit, dropping 2 safeties back. That's what that means. And maybe they can get some. Maybe he can get underneath. I think Golden Tate is the one that can break open. Megatron's the big target, but Golden Tate's the explosive guy that gets vertical.
For sure. My wild card's a little more expensive, but goes hand in hand with Mark Sanchez because his name is Jordan Matthews, and I have loved this man in a non-homosexual kind of way ever since he came out of the draft last year. But I've always compared him to a poor man's Larry Fitzgerald, and that is exactly who he is. As you've noticed, he's been slumping lately, and that's because Mark Sanchez is not his quarterback. Last year, when the two played together, I don't know the exact stats. I probably should, but the two of them made Magic Mike together. And Magic Mike too. It was amazing. But we've been looking for Jordan Matthews to do something great this year, and this is where it gets done, especially against this porous pass defense against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sanchez, Matthews, back in the saddle. It's a nice stack. It's a nice cheap stack for you to have too. So definitely something you could throw into a million maker. I don't recommend doing it in a 50-50 per se, just because it is new. Maybe maybe the magic won't be there on game 1 or game 1.5, but I'm pretty sure that it will be. So feel confident rolling that out into a million maker. Sanchez and Jordan Matthews this week.
I mean, I can't agree more, man. I said it. Matthews won me a championship last year in season long, and it was because of the guy on delivering the ball to him, Sanchez. We beat this into the ground. I mean, Sanchez is the man for this offense.
Absolutely.
I really like to see Jordan Matthews. I'd like to see his stock go up. That way, I can trade him a little bit more. You know what I mean? And get some keep. I tried to bait him out to Sweet, and Sweet wasn't having anything to do with it. But somewhere, man. Yeah, it's. I've had to make some moves to get back to the top in my league, in my Yahoo league. So
that sounds dirty. That sounds real dirty.
Wagner, DZ had a good week in the DraftKings, but he didn't have so good of a week in the season-long league when my terrible 2-7 squad rolled into town and beat his 7-2 team with Kirk Cousins and Langford and
Did he
my
like
group of
that?
ragtag guys there.
Allowed Wagner to get
You
into
like
first
that?
place. Allowed Wagner to get into first place.
Did he like that?
Yeah, so DZ. I mean, I'm sure DZ will take the 300 over the season-long win, but I would too. But I just wanted to
Still
mention
pays
that
out
real quick.
600.
Yeah, he basically got his
I mean,
entry fee. So.
And my team is, my team is like basically dudes that I found at the 7-Eleven digging through the trash over here. I mean, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of that. Two
Right,
wins in a row for me.
next to the pancake taquitos.
Chris is actually doing a great job. You can actually see how good this guy is just with strategy and fantasy football because he inherited a team of delinquents, meaning the guy that he got the team off of, he was delinquent on payments, so we had to kick him out of the league and we had to get his guy in there. So Chris was the number one prime candidate to join the league. We got him in.
Now,
yeah, that's what happened.
Now, I've been delinquent on payments before for a league, but it was by a month. So how long was this guy?
Oh, a year and a half.
Couple years.
Oh, see, I've never.
And as the commissioner, you got to pay the fee. You know what I mean? That was in the charter. We do it legit. We have a charter written for this league and everything, man. So no one can go outside the rule book.
No, I hear you. I mean, it's happened to me before. I mean, when I was trying to finish up college, I mean, times were not easy. And I was like, I got you. I just not on payday. I mean, listen,
right, sure.
I probably should have did it, a couple $1 a week in the piggy bank fund. But listen, banging on jerseys a good time,
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've seen a little bit of it. That's for sure.
No, you've seen a lot. More than you think.
Yeah.
All right. How about the tight ends this week? Lock.
Well, I mean, disclaimer: it's got to be Gronk, right? It's got to be Gronk, dude.
All right, so we know, and especially now that Amendola is out, more increased targets going to Gronk. That goes without saying.
Edelman's out, not Amendola. Amendola is the guy that's going to get everything that Edelman was getting.
It's so late. It's 11 o'clock in the East Coast.
Yeah,
I know. It happens.
Damn German.
I'm sleepwalking.
All right, so I get if we got to go with another lock at tight end. I mean, we talked about Cam before. We talked about Stewart. So Greg Olsen, I don't mind him at all this week. 6,200 this week on DraftKings going up against the Skins. Again, this game projects to be a pretty nice shootout here. A lot of totals on the slate this week aren't even that high. I believe you got 3 games that total out to 48.5. So, take that for whatever you will. Maybe that's because the seasons are a-changing. This is probably going to be the coldest weekend in the NFL this season so far. And then, progressively it's just going to get worse and worse. So, we could see scores dip a little bit. But last week was the lowest scoring fantasy week of the season so far. So
well, like one.
Look for your tight ends.
Crazy.
Look for your tight ends.
So if we're not going to go with Gronk, I mean, that's a good pick. Olsen's good. He's definitely the number one target, but he might even be a little bit pricey. I think you can come down here and get this guy named Ebron because Matt Stafford's going to have a huge day. And last time I checked, Oakland was terrible at guarding the tight ends. Not to mention we've already beat this into the ground. 293 yards that they're allowing through the air. I think Ebron gives you great budget space to get some of these big-time wide receivers in there. You can have a monster lineup with Ebron in your lineup. I think he's going to get you at least 14 points this week.
Yeah, Oakland's pretty damn. I was going to say just Oakland is pretty damn awful. The Giants made us forget just how bad the Raiders are against the tight end, but that is a good play.
Yeah, I got Ebron in my lineup too, Wags. So you and me, I hope we don't enter the same contest. We're gonna have the same lineup probably. So.
Don't y'all be crossing swords out in cyberspace now? You hear?
Hey now,
we're gonna start some fires out there.
I'm
gonna go with a lock if you don't mind. On the other side of the ball from Greg Olsen, the number one target on the other side of the ball is Jordan Reed, not Josh Reed like I called him the one week. He was a bad receiver for the Bills, I think.
Bad receiver.
But yeah, Jordan Reed, man, he's had double-digit points on DraftKings all but 1 week that he's played. A lot of people, including you, Al, probably benefited from the Kirk Cousins-Jordan Reed duo last week. I had both of them and didn't cash, so I don't know what the hell I did wrong.
Jesus. Well, I also had Martavis. Well, I had them both. Well, I had them on the 1 million maker entry I did, but I didn't. I finished in like the top 20,000. But yeah, the 1 o'clock only slates is where I had them, and they were very low on both of them. So more power to me.
Yeah, so that's who I like. I actually think that the Redskins are going to be game in this game.
Yeah,
I think they're going to. They're impressing me. You might see me in Redskins stuff next year if a certain team moves up the I-5 to LA. So,
get the hell out of here! I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, what does that even matter to you? They're like, oh shit, now they're like They're like a 5-day car trip as opposed to like a 4.5-day car trip.
No, it's still the same time. I'm not rooting for LA, man. I'm not from LA. I'm sorry, dude. Like, no offense to LA. No, man, I grew up in San Diego. I didn't grow up in LA. I'm not a Dodger fan. I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm not going to root for any team in that town. Sorry.
Right on.
Not happening.
If I got to get to another tight end, they're actually both in the same game, so these will be for sleepers. But I really like Kobe Fleener here from the Colts. 3,200 on DraftKings, incredibly cheap over there. But you look on the other side of the ball, Jacob Tammy there, 3,600. Both very good options. I could see either one of these guys being an option for maybe like a 1 o'clock only slate. Not necessarily. I don't think I'm going to get that ballsy and roll them out in a million maker, but I like this here. I like it a lot.
You're not going to get any disagree or argument from me here, man. Especially with it getting this late at night. I'm looking to kick through.
Just say it. Just say it.
They all sound good right now.
Yeah, I don't know what you're complaining about. It's 10 o'clock where you are.
Hey, man, still got German to write here. That's what I'm complaining about.
Man.
Even now,
I'll just check out that Rammstein.
I don't know if this has been documented. A rigorous German foreign language here at the University of Texas, and it is just eating up not only my time but everyone's time. And Al Walsh is ready for me to be done with it.
A lot of Germans in Texas. Ton.
There are a lot of Germans in Texas.
Of course, who knew?
A lot of Czechs, I know that.
Well, you would if you get down here. I think you were coming.
I hit the wrong button.
That's okay. That's all right. There we go. There's the sitcom laughter. All right.
So basically Wagner and Al, when this class is done, we'll do Now Is the Time on Sprockets When We Dance, right? We're all gonna dance.
Tanzen? Yes. Yeah, Tanzen.
I thought I was gonna throw a traditional German toga party.
No, it's a polka party, huh?
I mean, we have a sausage fest every Wednesday and Sunday.
That's true.
That's true.
Visbuten or Bursten, so whatever. All right, come on, let's give you up a German because I
got a lot of verse.
All right, let's go. What do we got? Flex or defense here? Come on, host.
Well, I thought we were tight end. Any other tight ends, or we're done there? Because we can. Just
I don't know, brother. I think.
Right,
I like Ebron too, man. Let's go. I like Tammy. I like Ebron.
Defense it is. Now,
it's Ebron.
All right, let's go to defense now. Sweet. Remember our conversation last week about just rolling out the cheapest, biggest garbage dump defense on the board and saying let's have a Hail Mary with it. It actually makes sense. It actually makes sense this week because the Bears are $2,000 on DK going up against a backup quarterback, and I think that this is the perfect opportunity to roll our garbage dumpster theory out on Sunday. Like, I don't think that this could work any better.
I like that a lot. I mean, I talked about it with my wild card quarterback. The negatives is that John Fox and Gase. Well, I mean, Gase on the opposite side of the ball. I don't really know what he's going to do, but John Fox, he's going to probably know Brock Osweiler's weaknesses. So, yeah, that's a heck of a call there. I mean, I rolled out the dumpster terrible team last week, the Buccaneers, and they did pretty good. So.
Hey, I rolled out the Bucs. They did well.
They did really.
They weren't even the dumpster. They're 25
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Screw you all for doubting the Buccaneers because I'm taking them again this week for 23.
Okay.
Wow.
Watch
Ballsy.
me. Watch me going up against Philly. Watch me. I don't see Sanchez. I don't see Sanchez doing it to this Buccaneers team. Al, you got the Wagner vision right now. Against your own team. I'm always hating on my team. You're hating on your team. I'm here to talk you out of it.
Everyone's hating on their team. I mean, Sweet had Charkandrick West against his boys too.
I know. I'm telling you, man. We got to talk each other off the ledge here, fellas.
There's no loyalties anymore.
There's no talking me off the ledge. We're 2-7, man.
Yeah.
My team's moving to LA. I'm
you're going down
allegiances out the window.
You're going down the ship. That's what you're saying.
I'm not.
Sweet's a friggin' orphan now. He's lost.
Oh man. Well, yeah,
I'm a Supersonics fan too, man. I've already seen the bad marriage end with my sports team.
Holy
dang
shit.
it, man.
And I thought I had it bad being a Bucks and a Phillies fan. Shit.
Well, I mean,
He's like, you doing all right. You're
doing good. You're doing
terrible.
You got a couple of championships in the last 15 years. I mean, I haven't seen any, so I don't know what my problem is.
We actually won the Super Bowl in your stadium.
Yeah.
I was there.
You were there, that's right. All right, what other defense?
I was there wearing red because I sure as hell wasn't rooting for the Raiders.
Nice. What other defenses we got to close out here this evening?
I gotta say the Jets are a pretty safe play this week. I think I think going up against a Texans offense that's struggling, it's hard to cover Nuke. It is, but I mean when you got Darrelle Revis, that's as good a shot as you can have. I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one for the Jets to nail down, but. I think that with help, I think Nuke can be contained. So I don't see much. I don't see much coming to life, much life at all from the Texans offense. Maybe J.J. Watt can go catch some passes and cut some trees down. I don't know. Maybe that's
talk about the quarterback.
I guess they can get the signal up, strong enough from the woods or whatever to allow them to score. We'll see.
I love trees.
So do I. I love trees too.
So we talked about saving money at quarterback week. I'm actually going to be paying up for the Seahawks this week. I know they're 4,000, but I like that matchup at home. The Seahawks are going to show up for sure. Blaine Gabbert, he got a win in his first. I mean, come on, Blaine Gabbert against the Seahawks. I'm not going to call him the Legion of Boom anymore because Richard Sherman's been getting toasted like a toaster strudel. So. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm going to pay up for them this week. I think that they're very, very safe, even though they are 4,000 on DK.
Yeah, I think there's a couple options you can go with. I think Philly's not a bad D. Jets were mentioned. Denver's not bad. I think even Miami could be a good D to go with here. New England on Monday night.
Tony Romo, though.
Why don't I just start naming every NFL team?
I thought maybe you were going to do that. So.
As long as you don't mention the Chargers.
The Houston Oilers, shit.
Winnipeg Jets.
Gronkowski.
Gronkowski.
I'm just sitting here watching highlight reels of Gronkowski just run away from people after he throws them down.
That's not a bad thing to do. All right.
No, Bravaro.
We're done here for the night because we're tired. It's late.
We want everybody to come with us, but we just can't. It's just not possible. We have to do this again some other time. We must live on to fight another day in this DFS arena. So
for sure, I had a great NBA lineup tonight, with the exception of two people again. So back to the laboratory.
God, what did you hit or miss?
Well, I got Jimmy Butler still going, so I might be able to salvage something. But I entered the.
You have Rondo tonight?
I did not. I had Westbrook and Schroeder.
Sure. Well, see, I thought Schroeder was a good play too. So
I just didn't have any Paul George. That's what killed me.
Yeah.
And
Rondo
Dwight Howard.
Triple-double.
Yeah, Dwight Howard's a punk ass bitch too, so that didn't help.
He is.
Anywho, all right, we'll be back Sunday morning, NFL kickoff show for Week 11. I'm Al Walsh, the Wagner Wire, Chris Sweet. Follow him on Twitter. Hey, guys, say something so you can see your banner where to follow you.
Oh, hey guys, come to the WagnerWire.com where, fantasy sports grinders become fantasy sports champions. Yeah!
You come to the WagnerWire.com, read my stuff, read DZ Just the Tip, read Frank Clements when he's up on there, and of course read the chief captain in command, Adam Wagner himself on there. Follow me at the Chris Sweet on Twitter, and yeah, man, read our stuff. We're doing good work out here.
Yeah.
We'll get you paid.
And definitely go to alwalshdfs.com because sometimes I say fuck in my articles, and people like that kind of stuff. So,
Al's stuff is good, man. You gotta go read it for sure.
For the rest of the
You
team,
can write. I'm just a high school educated Brunswick High, 1998 basketball, best game I've ever seen. I'm just a Brunswick High graduate, telling you off the top of my head. I don't got no college education like Al over there, so read his stuff.
Hey, I got one too now. Come on, man. Wagner got out of that little town.
Yeah, can you believe I have a college degree? That doesn't even make sense. I look homeless right now.
Let's Nux on that right there.
I got a PhD player hater degree, so.
Nux on a college degree right there.
All right, let's get out of here before something gets said that doesn't need to be.
Where's
We're done.
Literacy? What are you doing?
We'll see you Sunday morning, bright and early, folks. We are the Big Three. Later.
Deuces.
Deuce.